But another aspect of the form, which is very crucial, that's fields, standard fields, custom fields, how to add fields, how to create fields. Now, look at this. Once again, if you want to create a new form, come over to site, come to form, builder, and click on new form. So I'm going to use a new form for our next lesson, for this lesson in particular, basically. Okay, and this is how the form shows up by default. You can decide to adjust some things, remove some things. Like I said, if you want to remove this checkbox field over here, you can click on it. You can delete one of the checkbox or you remove everything entirely. If you want to remove this link stuff over here, click on it, remove it entirely, right? If you want, and then save. Now, your form should have a name. Let me quickly show you this. Your form should have a name. Now, how do you title your form? You title it by changing what is there, form 2. So you shouldn't say form 2, you should say the form title itself. For example, I can say website opt-in form, right? And I save that. So that in the future, the name I just gave this form, I can easily identify it among my list of forms. So I can come here and see what website opt-in form. It shows when the form was created. It shows when it was last updated. Make sense? So website opt-in form. If I should click on it again, I come back here and I can see the form that I just saved. So that's how to title your form. Very important. As you're making adjustment and everything, that's how you title your form. Now let's go to how you can add fields. So if you want to add fields in the first place, standard fields, you see them on the right here. Let's say you want to add phone number. Phone number is in there already. Let's say you want to add date of birth. Drag and drop. Date of birth shows up here. You can move it to the bottom. If you want to make it compulsory, I've told you, you come over here to required. You can change the label, change the placeholder, change the short label. You can determine how it shows up in terms of the alignment, right? You should know all this already. And now, date format. What date format do you want to use? Do you want to use the month, day, day, year, or day, month, year? There are different date formats, right? You can choose any of these, or you can just leave it by default one. Um, Let me change this back to the normal stuff. Okay, and then that's just date of birth. You can add email is in there already. Let's see, submit. You can add a button, but you don't need a button. A button is already existing. You can only have one button on the form. I mean, that's just common sense. Then payment. You might want to collect payment to sell products even on the form. I'll explain that one probably. You don't need to know that one now. That one is more, I would say, advanced, because you will need to know what product or payment are before you can know how this works. Now, address. Let's say you want to collect somebody address, right? You can just drag this address you see here over here, and automatically it shows up a standard setting of an address. It shows up street, city, state, country, and postal code. In fact, it adds a search address option here that you can use to search up an address anywhere in the world. Now you can choose to remove the search. For example, remove the search, or remove poster, or remove state, or remove city. Okay, but this is a standard address kind of stuff. Address will contain the street address, the city, the state. For example, this is a street. I'm currently based in a street called Colony One. The city is Okeodo or Tanke. The state is Ilorin. The country is Nigeria. And then this place has a postal code, definitely, right? That's a full standard address. Alternatively, if you don't want this, I can remove it. You can just add city, city one, state another one, organization another one. Okay, organization is not part of address. Postal code another one, country another one. You can choose to add it one after the other, or you just add everything together. This address, drag it and drop it, and if you drag and drop it, it just replaces everything all together. Do you see? As I drag my address now, it replaces everything that was there before. So that's how this work. Okay, and this is even more preferable. I love the standard of arrangement. And then there's a website field. Let's say you want to collect people's websites. They can put in their website URL here. There's a country field. Then we have text. Now this one are more customized. I will go into custom values, custom fields shortly. I will explain these ones. if you want to collect additional field, let's say it's not here at all, and you want to collect additional information, you can use this. Okay, choice element. So for example, I can say single drop down. Okay, if I drag single drop down here, see what it does. Oops, single drop down. You know what it does? I can customize it and say, what is your gender? And then under the options, I can say male. Look at it, I'm editing it directly here. Male, oops, why is it not allowing me to edit it? Okay, male, female, prefer not to say. Uh, Some people prefer not to say their gender. There are a lot of crazy things going on now. Prefer not to say. Okay, so that's it. Male, female, prefer not to say. So this is a field that never existed here, but I just created it. How? Using the what? Drop down single. There's drop down multiple. Drop down multiple means they can pick multiple. Drop down single means they can only pick one. I mean, someone cannot be a male and a female at the same time. Just makes common sense, right? Um, there are also other options like checkbox and radio. Radio select allows someone to only select one. Checkbox allows someone to select multiple. If you have interacted with form online, you should get what I mean. There are different ways form fields can be, made so that someone can select one option or multiple option or insert a. So, for example, now this first name now is short text. It's not multiple lines. It's not a long kind of stuff. Okay, so that's because somebody name should not be more than one line. Like if you think of it, no matter how long your name is, could you want line con it's not supposed to be more than one line. So the kind of field we use in the kind of field depends on the kind of data we are collecting. We don't want to collect gender kind of data, and we know that we have two major types of gender, and somebody cannot be both at the same time. So that's why I'm using what drop down single. You can only select one. I'll show you what it looks like now. So if I should save this form and I should preview it, if I should preview this form, I should come here. What's your gender? I click on it. I can only select male, female, or prefer not to say. If I should change it to male, it changes. If I change it to female, it changes. But it can only be one at a time. Now let's try another option like drop down multiple or multiple drop down. This one can be a question like, um, what are you interested in? What are you interested in? Let's say this is a business owner that sells shoes. Or we can say, what shoe brands are you interested in? You know, this allows the business owner to perform personalization in terms of marketing. So, what shoe brands are you interested in? Now, the options can be Nike. Come on, Nike. Option two can be, what other shoe brand do we have? We have Adidas now. I think Adidas sells shoes. Let's put that correctly. I think it's double D, right? And then which other shoe brand do we have? We have come on. We have Nike, Adidas. I don't know, maybe let's say Canvas. Canvas. If that's a shoe brand. Canvas. Okay. Now in this kind of one, the type of field I use is what? Multi drop down. Multi drop down. So what multi means is that the customer will be able to select more than one. Do you get? Right? If I want to make this field up mandatory, I'll choose required here over here. I've explained that before. If I should come back to the form here, if I refresh the screen, what shoe brand are you interested in? I can select Adidas, go back and select Nike as well, and go back and even select Canvas. So I'm selecting three. But what's your gender? I'm only able to select one. Once again, it's just common sense. The type of field or data collected will determine the type of field we're going to create. If it's gender, so there can only be one gender. If it's type of shoe brand, so they might be interested in multiple. Make sense? That kind of stuff. Now, there are different examples to this, but that's a very simple and basic example. Now, another thing is you can use radio box. Radio box will show the entire options, but also allow you to select only one. So, radio box is something, it's good for a question like, what's your gender? You know, or what's your, so let's say this is real estate kind of stuff, right? I can say, what's your house type, right? And then I can say story. If I'm looking to sell my building, and then this real estate agent is asking me that what type of house do I have? I can say a story building or a bungalow or a duplex. Now, definitely my house or my type of house cannot be story building, bungalow, and duplex at the same time, or cannot even be story building and duplex at the same time. So this one allows someone to select only one, duplex. Okay. Now, if I save this and I check my preview, I refresh, look at it. It only allow me to select story building or duplex or bungalow one at a time, because in just common sense that I can't have multiple. I can't have a duplex and a story building house in the same building at the same time. Basically, it's just common sense. Do you get? So that's how some of this field work. If I choose a checklist allows you to select multiple. Checklist is for like questions like, what shoe brands are you interested in, or questions like, they allow you to select multiple basically. So let's imagine an industry like let's even real estate, and then multiple questions. You can select multiple, like what kind of house are you interested in buying. You can be interested in buying a story building and a duplex at the same time. You may have interest in both and just be willing to go with anyone that is available. But which kind of house you have, that one is specific. It's even from which kind of house are you interested in. Do you get? So you use checkbox for that. We also have other kind of things like you can add a text to the top of your form. I can add a text like this. Look at this. Real estate opt-in. That's like an header of my form, or a subhead line to my form, or an headline to my form. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Yes.